Yay, good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Vas here for some Monday movement. Um, Today, we're going to be talking about breathing a little bit more. If you had a chance to see my email this morning, there is a free video at the end of the email. It's about 15 minutes long. It's one of my mini workshops that I'll be providing monthly. I sent another email that had two videos or three. These first few emails, I wanted to get the basics out and sort of just the way to give you guys an idea of how I teach and who I am and how I cue and all that kind of stuff. So they're not mandatory, but they are helpful, especially if you want to be joining me live on these classes. Um, so sorry, my food delivery just got here. All right, so they are super helpful because I'll be using terminology from those little mini videos, as well as I'll dive deeper into topics on those videos. If you've taken my class, you know that I really enjoy explaining things. And that's part of my challenge in a group class because we're trying to keep you moving, but I can't help myself but try to explain things. So this was my compromise with myself and for you guys so that I could take the time to dive a little deeper into topics, but then also get on here and move with you things because it's one thing to hear a cue. It's one thing to think you're understanding what I'm saying or another teacher, but it's another thing to actually be able to do it and to practice it. So that's what I hope for these sessions. So again, today, to breathe when we're moving actively. You know, there's all different types of breath techniques, and it depends on what you're doing. So, yay! Hi, guys. Hi, Doctor. Today, you don't really need any crazy supplies, but we are going to use a chair. Don't worry about what my chair looks like. I'm at the studio today, um, but you can use any chair you'd like. So whatever chair works for you is going to be helpful. And we'll start on the chair today. So I'm going to give you guys a second to grab any chair. It just preferably it has a back because we'll be holding on to the back. If you're using like a stool and you don't have a chair, be close to a wall so that you can turn and place your hands on a wall. So I'm typically pretty creative with making things work. So hopefully I can help you with a solution. It's telling me my internet is not stable. Um, Kristen, do you want to be a peach and let me know if I'm stable? Can you guys see me okay? Maybe just like thumbs up in the message. Um, Only new thing here for me on Substack Live is I'm not sure exactly how you guys can communicate aside from texting me messages to the bottom little bar. Um, so we'll learn together. I'm new. Yours is spotty, Kristen. Darn, let's see what I can do about that. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's see. But it's not interrupting too much. Okay. Let me see one thing. I'm scared if I click this off, it's going to turn me off. If I go to my settings. Let's see. Well, you know what? I don't want to click out because I feel like it might ruin the video. Well, I guess there's just two of you on here. So if I disconnect, hang tight and I'll be back. I want to make sure I'm connected to the right internet. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I don't know if it did anything. So we're just going to have to do our best. So you're going to grab your chair and you're going to sit side saddle. So the back of the chair is to your right or left arm. It doesn't matter which way you start. We're going to do both sides. Here, you want to plant your feet nice and firmly onto the ground, and you want to avoid your knees shifting and shearing too much. We're trying to maintain pelvic stability. From here, you're going to take a nice big inhale, sit up tall. And as you exhale, you're going to twist and hold on to the back of your chair. Try to roll your shoulders back to keep your chest and collar nice and open and wide. Again, be mindful of your knees. Try to keep them somewhat even. Take 2 more breaths here, just breathing laterally into that rib cage, both sides. And then you'll simply exhale and release, and we're going to scooch around and do the other side. So again, your feet plant nice and firmly on the ground, lift up nice and tall, take a breath in, and you exhale, twist, and grab the outer edges of your chair. If you're using a wall, your hands would go on the wall here. You're going to draw downward on the chair to lift your chest up. Head is just in alignment with the spine. Try to roll both those shoulder heads back. We have a tendency to want to curl the shoulder forward when we twist. So roll that back, lift up nice and tall. Draw the abdomen inward as you exhale and squeeze out a little more twist. Awesome. And then we're going to do it again. We're going to repeat that a few times, trying to open up the rib cage, the thoracic spine, and get our bodies ready to move a little. So you're going to take an inhale, lift, exhale, twist, holding the back of the chair. Knees are trying to stay as even as possible as you draw the abdomen inward, lift the chest, and roll the shoulders back, keeping your collarbone nice and broad and wide. Both sits bones, your butt bones are anchored to the chair, and we release, and we do it again, guys. Feet on the ground, nice and tall, both butt bones anchored. We lift, twist, grab the chair, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, lift, 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 and widen your rib cage. On an inhalation, take your breath really wide into your side body. As you find a little more twist on your exhale, going deeper into your twist. Good. And one more time. We're going to do it one more time on each side. So if you're just joining, you can use any chair you'd like. Take a nice inhale breath, sit up tall. You exhale, twist. Try to maintain the evenness of the knees as you roll your shoulders back. Draw the navel in. Widen the chest, breathe into your side body, feel your ribs expand laterally from left to right. And then you release, last one, spinning around, feet on the ground, inhale nice and tall, exhale to twist, roll the shoulder heads back, lift your chest as best as you can, drawing the abdomen in as you breathe, inhaling wide into the side body, exhaling into the low abs, and release. You can face forward now and either stay on your chair to do some side bending. If you have the flexibility and want to join me on the ground, we're going to start in a seated, wide-legged position. Again, if this is too much, just sit on the chair. If you're unable to sit up tall, you should probably go on the chair, like if you're falling backward. So you're going to inhale tall, and exhale, we side bend over, and rather than worrying about how far down you go, worry about lifting this left side, and then come on over, opposite side. And again, it's not how far over, it's how high can I lift the side that I'm arcing into. And we'll just tick-tock side to side a few times here, moving with your breath, side to side, lifting, and opening up your rib cage, the side body, the space we're going to be talking about today as we breathe. I'm going to do a couple more here, trying to keep your neck and jaw soft. If you're on the ground seated, your thigh bones are pushing down and your heels are anchored to the ground, the backs of the heels, meaning I don't want the knees to hyperextend and pop your feet off of the ground. If you're a hyperextender, you know what I'm talking about. If that doesn't mean anything to you, then you're probably fine. But legs are firmly planted. If you're seated in the chair, your feet are firmly planted to the ground as you're side bending left and right. We're going to take it one more time over to the left, and now we'll complete a round. So we're coming up and over to the right, and then final time up and over to the left. Awesome. Go ahead and bring your feet together. If you're on your chair, you're going to come back onto your mat, and you're going to take a seat, feet on the ground. Hands are going to come behind the thighs. Your heels are planted, but your toes are lifted up. So you can see my feet, they're lifted. From here, you're gonna take an inhale, sit up as tall as you can. And then as you exhale, you're gonna hollow out your body and round your back. Then you'll inhale, rock upward on your sits bones, open your chest, think like cat cow in yoga. And then you'll exhale, tip to the back sides of your sits bones and round. Again, inhale, lift and open the chest. And exhale, scoop and round. We're gonna do 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, scoop and round. Inhale to lift, watch the knees, keep them nice and even and organized. Exhale to round, soften your neck and throat here. Last one, inhale and exhale, scoop and round. Good, now we're gonna sit up tall. You can either keep your hands behind your thighs for this part, or for a little extra challenge, arms are gonna be forward, but they can be soft. They don't need to be like drill sergeant forward. You're gonna take an inhale. As you exhale, start to scoop and roll, and you're gonna come all the way down onto your mat. I'll scooch forward. Knees are bent, feet are hip distance apart. Pelvis is in neutral, so we don't wanna be too tucked and you don't wanna be too flipped. Goldilocks, right in the center. Arms are gonna come out to a T, move your chair if it's in the way. And then you're gonna lift the right leg up to tabletop, and then the left leg up to tabletop. If this feels like too much, a modification would be to have both feet wider than your mat on the ground. If your legs are up, we're squeezing the legs together like you have one leg and you're pointing the toes, all right? So legs are right above the hips. You take an inhale, tip the knees over to the right. As you exhale, rock the pelvis back to center. Inhale over to the left and exhale back to center. So that's the move. Now let's get deeper into the cues. As you inhale, can you press both arms onto the ground as you twist? As you exhale, soften the abs inward. Going to the opposite side, keep both palms pressing down, shoulders on the ground. They're gonna wanna lift. Your job is to anchor them down, palms pressing onto the ground. We're gonna do a few more rounds. It doesn't matter how far you tip the knees to the right or the left. You want it to feel good. You want to feel like you're maintaining a sense of control, meaning we're not trying to control our body, but you don't want to be moving in a way that you feel you can't sustain or like something's gonna go. So slow and steady, easy twisting, warming up the waistline, expanding through the chest, massaging the back of the pelvis, your sacrum, as you rock side to side. And again, just like when you were sitting in the chair, you're keeping your knees together. So you're avoiding, when you twist, one of the knees shearing out of alignment with the other. We want them nice and even. All right, just a few more. Let's finish the round, heading over to the right. And then back center and over to the left. Draw both knees into your chest, cross an ankle over the shin, and then switch the crossing and give yourself that little squeeze again. Fantastic. Place your feet onto the ground. And now let's get some spinal articulation. I think I'm warm enough to take my sweatshirt off now, guys. Us Californians can't handle any cold. It's cold in the morning. Okay. So we're on the ground, pelvis is neutral, feet are hip distance, palms are now by your sides, roll the shoulders back. And as you can see, my arms aren't just hanging out, they're actively pressing. Back of my arm fires up. Take an inhalation to prepare. As you exhale, you're gonna scoop and lift the pubic bone as you slowly, one bone at a time, take your hips off the ground. Find a squeeze at the backs of the legs and the glutes at the top as you lengthen your thighs forward. Shoulders roll back. We're holding. Now, take your lateral breath wide into your rib cage. And then as you exhale, slowly rolling down, one bone at a time. Tailbone is the last to arrive. Take an inhale at the bottom, totally release back to neutral. And exhale, scoop, roll, press the feet down and slowly come up. Shoulders roll away from the ears, backs of the legs on. Take an inhale nice and wide. As you exhale, slowly scoop and start to roll down. 3 more, you guys. On an exhalation, you scoop. Feel the backs of the legs and the glutes fire as your heels press down. Throat is soft. Breathe in. Moving with your breath. On an exhalation, you start from the upper back, then the middle back, then the low back, then the tailbone. Fantastic. 2 more, guys. Exhaling to scoop, roll, and lift. Inhale. Exhale to lower down. And now let's add a little bit more on this last one. So you'll take a breath in, palms press. You exhale, scoop, roll, and lift. Now you're going to lift both toes, all your toes off the ground. So your heels are really pushing into the mat. Using a hinge movement, now you're going to lower the hips and exhale, scoop the hips. Inhale, lower. Exhale, scoop. Really carve out the abdomen and lift the pubic bone up. We're going to do 6 more. 6. I don't care how hard you are. It's more about the movement. 5, 4, 3, 2. Really push those heels down. Last one. Hold the lift. Put the toes back onto the ground. Take an inhale, prepare. And exhale, lower down. Very nice, guys. Moving on. Hands are going to come around and behind the head. We're going to do a little bit of chest lifting today, but we want the arms to be active. So your elbows should sweep forward so you can see them in your peripheral vision. And then imagine you were trying to tap your elbows up towards the ceiling so you could feel a sense of length and engagement through the tricep, the sideline of your arm. So that way when you hold your head up, if you hover your head here, you should be able to hold your head with your arms so your neck and throat can relax. That's our main objective here. So you're going to inhale, release your head back. Exhale, lift the head, chest, and shoulders. Inhale, release back. Exhale to lift. Again, your pelvis is staying nice and neutral. As you're lifting here, the only thing that's moving is the upper body. You're going to notice as I lift, I'm not hucking my pubic bone up. That's not what we're trying to do here. As you exhale, the sacrum stays anchored, in fact, no movement in the pelvis. Your bones are nice and still, but your abdomen is sinking into the body with every exhalation. We're going to do 3 more. 3. Exhale to lift. 2. 1 more. You're going to lift the chest and hold here. Inhale and exhale, rotate to the right and center, left and center. Keep that tailbone anchored, elbows still reaching, head is heavy in the arms, neck is as soft as you can make it. And you can see I'm just doing a tiny movement here. We're trying to maintain the shape of the upper body as we rock now the rib cage from side to side, keeping the pelvis nice and stable. 1 more to the right, 1 more to the left, center, and release. Extend the arms and legs away from each other. Take a nice big stretch. All right, hands come back to that T position. Legs are going to come up to tabletop. We're going to do some marching here as you inhale. Exhale, lower the right leg and lift. To switch on the exhale, left leg taps and you lift. Maintaining the shape of your leg. Again, the pelvis is an anchor. She's not moving. I'm just simply lowering, hinging from my hip, activating my low abs, keeping the upper body nice and wide and stable to the mat. 1 more on each side. Last one to the left. Legs are coming up. We hold. Let's put that together. Hands come behind the head. Take an inhalation. As you exhale, lift the head and chest. You're going to hold the lift as you tap the right foot down and switch left foot. Watch those elbows. It's going to be easy to get lazy in the arms here because we're thinking of so many things. But soften those lower abs, activate the outer arms, soften your neck and throat. And guess what? When you soften your throat, we get more bang for the buck in those low abs. Last one to the right, last one to the left, legs up and release. Ooh, I'm finally getting warm. Nice work, you guys. We're going to do one last thing here before we get up into a different position. Left leg is going to come down to the ground. Right leg stays up in the tabletop. Hands behind the head. Take a breath in. And this left leg is doing something. She's not just like flopping around. She's anchored, or he's anchored to the ground. You're going to exhale, lift. Find that slight rotation to this right side. Take an inhale and exhale, lower, tap and lift. 4 and lift. 3. Nice work. Just 2. Ooh. Last one. You're going to lift, lower the chest, lower the leg, lift your left leg, anchor through the right leg. She's active. Take an exhalation to lift. Find your twist and exhale, lower for 5. Just hinging from that hip for 4. Nothing else moves aside from that leg. 3. 2 more. Excellent work, you guys. Last one. Lower, lift, lower the head, lower the legs. Extend your arms nice and long. Take a big breath in, get a stretch in those abs, and then bend your knees, roll to the side, and press yourself up. No fancy way. All right. You're going to come to tabletop position, so all fours quadruped. Let's see. Okay. All fours tabletop position. Guess my shirt is tucked in, but we'll give it a better tuck. All right. So from here, you're going to keep your arms, go a little wider than shoulder distance. We tend to be really tight here, and this tightens the collarbone. So if you go wide, it gives you more of a chance to open the chest. Most of us have tight shoulders. So we're pressing through the arms. You're spinning the bicep, the front of the arm forward. Back is nice and neutral. Tuck the toes under, so my toes are pulled forward. Shift your weight back a hair. So see me shift my weight back. Shoulders are slightly behind my wrists. On an exhale, fire up your booty and hover the knees. You're going to inhale, tap the ground, and exhale, lift. Inhale, tap, abs lift. As you exhale, inhale and exhale, lift for 5. Whatever you can do here. 4, 3, watch those ankles. They're going to want to fly apart with your heels, but imagine you're hugging something in between your ankles. Last one, and hold. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Bring the ankles and the feet together. Sit back and get a little stretch on your feet. Roll out the shoulders a little. If you felt that a lot in your wrists or in your traps, again, try to shift that weight back into your booty and into your core so it's not so much pressure on the shoulders and on the wrists. Let's do one more set. Hands come forward, toes are tucked. Find your position. So you start in a tabletop, but then I kind of bias my weight back a little. It helps me get in my booty a little bit more. On an exhale, we lift for 8 and tap. 7, tap. Can you feel your butt firing up? If you can't, try to bring your awareness to your butt. We have 4 more. Abs are lifting. Tap the knees. 3, watch those ankles. No floppy feet for 2. And last one. Nice. Go ahead and sit down and take a little rest. Roll out the shoulders. Awesome. All right, let's get up on our feet today. So go ahead and stand up. If you have trouble with balance, you have your chair. So for this squat series, you're always more than welcome to use your chair. But if you are stable on your feet, we're going to start with feet hip distance apart. Again, if you watch some of those original mini workshop videos, I talk about this stuff, like the placement of your feet. You want to widen through the toes and press down. Reach forward as we squat and exhale to lift. Inhale and exhale. You can always move at your own pace, but we'll just be taking it nice and easy here, squatting to feel what our body's doing. So feeling your feet press into the ground, and as you come up, the thighs are lifting, the buns squeezing. So we're not just like passively squatting, you're really connected to your body, paying attention to all the little details. That's where the magic happens. We're gonna do 10 more. 9, see if your weight is even. It's really easy, and I see it all the time. The weight comes more to a dominant side for people. So kind of shift your weight side to side if you're unsure. As we're squatting here, and ensure that your less dominant side is participating just as much. Sometimes she gets a little lazy. She's along for the ride. Let's do 3 more. Last 2. Fantastic. 1 more. And come all the way up. Let's take it a little wider, this time with a turnout so we can activate the outer hips a little more. We'll take the arms wide and squeeze in. Wide and outer hips hug. And squeezing again, making sure that both sides are working efficiently. We'll have 5 more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your hands to the heart. Take your feet a smidge wider. Come down. And if you need your chair here, that's perfectly fine. We're going to lift the right here, but again, no floppy ankles. Nice and sturdy and stable. And we pulse. 10, 9, 8. Anchor through the ball of the big foot, or the big foot, the big toe. 3, 2, 1. Switch. 10, 9. Nice strong ankles. That's your emphasis here. No floppy ankles on that left foot. 4, 3, 2, 1. We switch again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And switch. 10, 9. Really feel that ball of the left foot pushing down into the mat, maintaining stability. 3, 2, 1. And come on up. Take your feet together. Nice, you guys. All right. We're going to split the legs now. We'll start with the left foot forward. Anchor down through the whole foot. Your knee should be spiraling right neutral above from the ankle. Back heel is lifted. You're going to come forward into a little lunge and then press up. We come forward and press. So as I sit, I'm really trying to activate that left leg. Back ankle has a lot to do with the functionality of this movement. So be sure you're keeping awareness of that back ankle and foot. We have 4 more. And lift. 3. And lift. 2. Good. Hold it down on 1. And we pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we switch. Good. My left butt cheek was burning. All right. Right foot forward, left foot back. Right foot nice and anchored. Fire up that quad, and we hinge. 10, 9, 8, 7. Really sink into that right heel so you can feel that right booty activate. 4, 3. My outer left hip is still active. 2. Hold it down and pulse. 10, 9. You could always be holding your chair here because I almost fell. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and all the way up. Really nice, you guys. All right, let's take our feet wide. Inhale, breath. Exhale, turn the heels out and take your hands down to the ground. If the ground is too low, you've got your chair. We're gonna do my favorite side to side stretch. And you're just working to lengthen those inner thighs. We get tight in those inner thighs and it causes a problem. So let's open those girls up. Nice, you guys. One more, and then you'll just come all the way up. Let's take it down to the mat with a breath in, reach the arms tall. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down. Get a nice little stretch here. Again, you can always use your chair. And then just squat your booty down, no fancy way. Scoot your butt forward and come back onto your back. Let's get a little figure 4. Right ankle over the left knee. If you feel a stretch here, great. Otherwise, lift the left leg. Keep the booty. Notice my butt's not coming with me. She's staying put. And then you're hinging at that left hip to get a stretch on that outer right hip. Very active right foot. Get a little stretch in that butt cheek. And then let's switch. Right leg or left leg over right, whatever you just did, do the opposite. Give a nice little stretch. And remember, don't let your butt move. That defeats the purpose. Keep your butt anchored, hinge at the hips. Nice stretch in that left or right butt cheek. Whichever leg is lifted, or I guess crossed over the knee is getting the stretch. Awesome, you guys. And then go ahead and sit up nice and tall. If you're uncomfortable sitting on the ground, you can go back up onto your chair, or you can sit up on a yoga block. Let's practice just a few rounds of that lateral breath. So you're gonna sit up nice and tall. If it makes you feel more comfortable, close your eyes. Take an exhalation breath, let everything go. Take an inhale, breathe wide into your rib cage. And if you want to place your hands on your ribs like I have, please do so. And then exhale, feel the ribs soften inward towards the spine. We're going to do 2 more times. Take an inhale. Expand your ribs from left to right as you breathe in, going really wide with the breath. And then exhale, release. Feel the ribs soften in. One more time, take a nice big breath in. And exhale, release. Good. If your hands were on your ribs, take your hands down. Maybe draw your neck to the right and to the left. But you're sitting up nice and tall. When you do this, one more time to the right and to the left. And that's all for today, guys. I do want to leave you with this. Next week, I want to use a foam roller. So this is the foam roller I'm talking about. I'm not good with inches, but and you don't feel like purchasing one, then just bring whichever one you have and we'll make do. But if you're in the market or if you have a foam roller, I use this every day. So if you're unsure if you want to buy one, I highly suggest it. If you don't want to buy one, use what you have. And if you don't have one, we can figure something out. I'll come up with something by next week. Maybe have a Mexican blanket or something like that handy. But next week, we will be using a foam roller. So if you don't have one, grab one. If you have one, bring it. And like always, if you have any questions, DM me, message me, whatever. You have so many ways to get in contact with me. I hope your body feels a little bit warm and you got a little movement in. I'll see you guys next week. Have a fabulous week.